What's going on, everyone? Happy New Year. Today we're going to be traveling to some of my favorite countries across the globe. 2025 will be a huge year for travel, and I want to share this travel guide to help you plan your next adventure. Last New Year's Day, I made a video on the top 10 USA road trips to do in 2024, and I want this video to follow that similar style. So subscribe to the channel and check out that video if you haven't already, but let's dive right in. This is my top 15 countries to visit in 2025. First up on the list is Turkey. This is such a unique destination, and it seems to get more and more popular over the years, and for good reason. I've been here twice, and both times I've had an incredible trip. You'll start your journey in Istanbul, where you can explore the famous Grand Bazaar, get some delicious street food and Turkish pastries, see the Blue Mosque, and so much more. You can have a great trip in Istanbul alone, or you can dive deeper to the rest of the beautiful country. My favorite place in Turkey is Cappadocia, which is home to one of the most surreal bucket list experiences out there, riding in a hot air balloon at sunrise over the mind-blowing landscapes, valleys, and unique rock formations that Cappadocia has to offer. You'll also have to make sure to spend a morning on the rooftop of your cave hotel to enjoy the hot air balloons from the ground. It's breathtaking. And other great excursions to do here include the Green Tour, the Red Tour, Love Valley, and renting ATVs. And one other destination in Turkey I want to mention is Pamukkale. Pamukkale is a town at the foot of a beautiful mountain that has cascading travertine pools alongside it. The waters of the travertine pools are mineral-rich thermal waters that make for a great afternoon outing to go out and explore, and it's a beautiful place to take some photos. Next up on the list, we have the land down under, Australia. Australia is a land of endless adventure, from the iconic Sydney Opera House and Blue Mountains to the natural wonders of the Great Barrier Reef. I love Sydney, but my favorite city in Australia is Melbourne, a city with a vibrant art scene and coffee culture. This is such a beautiful, green city, and it's such a clean place to visit, and there's so much to do here. And some of the most beautiful botanical gardens I've ever been to are right in the heart of the city. And if you want to be in a big city, but you want to be on the beach, then the Gold Coast is perfect for you, filled with sun and surf. I did a trip to Australia 8-ish years ago and loved it so much that Brie and I planned a trip here last year for 2.5 weeks. We drove 50 hours along the eastern coast of the country. The furthest north we made it was the Daintree, the world's oldest rainforest. Then we continued on to Cairns to go scuba diving and then explored the tallest waterfall in the country. We explored the iconic Airlie Beach and Whitsunday Island, and then kept going south to Sydney and the Blue Mountains, and then we even drove further all the way to Melbourne and the Great Ocean Road. And if you're driving between these two big cities, make sure to take the scenic route and hike Mount Kosciuszko just outside of Thredbo. It's the tallest mountain in the country and on the continent, making it one of the famed 7 summits. At number 3, we have one of my all-time favorite countries, and one you need to add to your 2025 bucket list if you haven't already been. While I hate it when people ask me my favorite country, Italy always seems to be at the top of the list and be my answer. I've been to Italy a handful of times and have explored many corners of this country, but I still feel like I could spend a lifetime here and not see it all. A few of my trips here were prior to me being a photographer and videographer, so I don't have the best videos from here, but I still want to share some of my favorite places. From the breathtaking Dolomites and Alps in the north, to the stunning coastlines, inland towns with so much history, and islands in the south, again, there's just so much to see. In northern Italy, you'll have to check out Venice and Burano Island. Yes, they're touristy and crowded, but it's still a bucket list place that everyone should see. And if you like fashion, Milan is a great city in the north to visit. As for the mountains, we really enjoyed Seceda, Sella Pass, Val di Funes, and especially Bressanone. And you have to make sure to check out Lake Como and Lake Garda. And then on the southern end of Lake Garda is Sirmione, a small town Brie and I really enjoyed with stunning hot springs, a beautiful castle to explore, and more gelato than I've ever seen in one place. And then as you make your way south in Italy, places to visit that don't need any introduction include Florence, Bologna, Rome, and the Colosseum, and the Amalfi Coast. And then one island I visited a long time ago that I really enjoyed was Capri. Next up, we have the United Arab Emirates, and more specifically Dubai, as that's what I'll be mainly focusing on for this video. Dubai is one of the craziest cities in the world. It feels like a rich person's playground. So on one hand, it makes Dubai extremely unique and a very fun place to visit with lots to do. But on the other hand, some people have a distaste towards Dubai, which I can understand. Brie and I visited for a conference we were shooting and decided to stay an extra few days to explore. The first thing we did was head to the Dubai Mall, which is the largest mall in the world. There's even a ski resort inside the mall, but we instead headed to the aquarium. This was such a cool experience. It's a bit pricey, but honestly, everything in Dubai is expensive. Sadly, it is what it is for this destination. The next thing you have to do when visiting Dubai is go to the top of the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building. This is an architectural masterpiece. They have multiple different tickets that can take you to different heights of the building, and you guessed it, the higher you go, the more expensive it gets, but it also gets less crowded the higher you go. And a great day excursion to take here is a Dubai desert adventure where you off-road on the country's beautiful sand dunes and then have dinner in the desert with an awesome show. And if you're looking for more local culture outside of the Ritz and glam, you can check out the Gold Souk. This felt like a much more local experience. There's so many other things to do in Dubai, but I'll leave it here for this video. And next up at number 5 is Greece, one of the most stunning countries in the world. Mainland Greece has plenty to do and see, like downtown Athens and the beautiful landscapes of Meteora, but I want to focus on the islands. We've visited Santorini, Mykonos, and Ios, and while these are some of the busiest islands, they are some of my favorites. And if you want to see lesser known islands in Greece, check out my buddy Ryan Shirley's channel. As for Mykonos though, walking and getting lost in the colorful streets is so much fun. The architecture is beautiful and the Greek food is unreal, and you'll have to make sure to visit the famous windmills. And then as for Santorini, you can't go wrong with anything here. From the high point of the island, to the colorful red, white, and black sand beaches, to the famous white and blue domed architecture, there's so much to see and enjoy here. Plus, you get around on the island on ATVs, so that alone makes everything an adventure. At number 6, we have another luxurious paradise, the Bahamas in the Caribbean. If you're watching this from the States, this is a much closer trip to do instead of Greece. You won't find comparable white and blue architecture, but you will find equally stunning beaches with pristine, crystal clear, aqua blue water. The Bahamas is the perfect place to relax and get away. There's great adventure to be had, like going to Exymus, swimming with pigs or stingrays, or renting a jet ski, but the Bahamas is also the perfect place to just get a hotel and have a calm getaway filled with soaking up the sun, swimming, having a cold mojito, and maybe even a spa day. This is a great place for couples. Next up, we have Jordan in the Middle East. Jordan is a fascinating blend of ancient wonders and natural beauty. The capital city is Amman, and I loved it here. Absolutely incredible food and amazing people. My brother was an artist in residence in Amman for 5 weeks with 7 Hills, and I had the opportunity to join him on his last week in Amman before we headed to the desert. It was a very special experience exploring Amman and the nearby Jerash. Then we spent a few days in Petra, where we stayed in an iconic bubble hotel accommodation, which was such a cool experience. Petra is one of the ancient wonders of the world, and it was definitely a big bucket list destination for me. Then we went to Wadi Rum and stayed in a Bedouin camp and explored the beautiful desert surrounding the area before we stopped at the Dead Sea's therapeutic mud and Mount Nebo to wrap up our trip. I actually made a top 10 on Jordan on its own if you'd like to see that. And before we go any further, for those new here, I want to let you know about the type of videos you can find on the channel. By fate, Brie and I met 10 years ago in Amsterdam, and since then we've started 2 media production companies and have more or less traveled full-time in the last 10 years that we've known each other. I've been to over 50 countries, and Brie and I have been to over 30 countries together. We mainly make top 10 travel guides, hiking vlogs, and really anything related to travel and the great outdoors. We actually have top 10s on a handful of the places mentioned in this video, so check those out if you want a deeper dive on individual destinations mentioned here. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, but let's get back to it. At number 8, we have Argentina. This is an extra special country to me because of the manner that Brie and I visited in. In the fall of 2019, Brie and I bought a converted minivan in Santiago and spent 3 months living in a van in Chile and Argentina. It was the trip of a lifetime, and I can't believe we did it. Argentina has a little bit of everything. My favorite place here is the Patagonia region, and more specifically El Chaltén. This is a small mountain town at the base of the massive peaks that make up the Fitzroy skyline, which might look familiar if you have any Patagonia clothing. Their logo is based off of Mount Fitzroy. Continuing south takes you to quote-unquote the end of the world, a town called Ushuaia. This is the furthest south town in all of South America, and it's also a major hub where cruises for Antarctica take off from. And then up north a little bit, Aconcagua is another famous mountain here. It's the tallest mountain in all of South America. And right next door to this is Mendoza, the place to experience Argentina's wine country and vineyards. And one last place I'll mention is the northern side of the country. You can visit these beautiful salt flats called Salinas Grandes and the beautiful and colorful deserts of Tamalpais, Jujuy, and Purmamarca. Next up is another very unique country on the list, Singapore, which is also a city-state, making it one of the smaller countries on this list. Singapore is one of the cleanest cities I've ever visited. The streets are bustling and busy, but they are pristine. It's packed with attractions and a futuristic charm. Marina Bay Sands and Gardens by the Bay showcase innovative architecture and lush greenery. Marina Bay Sands is the iconic hotel with the famous infinity pool you've probably seen in photos of on Instagram, but even if you aren't a hotel guest, you can experience some of the rooftop here and enjoy the views. You just won't be able to access the pool. Then you can explore the vibrant neighborhoods of Chinatown, Little India, and my favorite, Gardens of the Bay. This area really makes you feel like you got transported into the movie Avatar and the planet Pandora. At number 10, we're heading to another luxurious paradise, the Maldives. The Maldives is a country made up of more than 1,000 islands. It is surreal and honestly hard to imagine that it's real because most of the islands only rise a few feet out of the ocean. The Maldives is the ultimate paradise for turquoise waters, luxury resorts, and vibrant marine life. You can snorkel or dive among colorful coral reefs and swim alongside manta rays and whale sharks. You can stay in overwater villas which provide dreamy accommodations, and private sandbanks are perfect for romantic picnics. You can do sunset dolphin cruises and visit bioluminescent beaches, which will add a touch of magic to your stay. The Maldives is also a fantastic destination for yoga retreats and spa treatments by the sea. This is the place to go for a honeymoon or a very special occasion with your partner, a place to relax and, well, spend money to relax in one of the most beautiful island countries in the world. I was lucky enough to visit here a few years ago for a job where we stayed in the Maraca, a 6,000 square foot underwater residence on Conrad Rangali Island. It was a trip I'll never forget. At number 11, we've got Thailand, a traveler's favorite for its stunning beaches, rich culture, and mouth-watering cuisine. Bangkok's Grand Palace and the bustling street markets are a great introduction to the country. I really love the Ratchada night market, and when you go, make sure to climb the parking garage stairs next door so you can see the colorful, bustling market from above. It's a great place for sunset. A fun place to visit near Bangkok that a lot of people don't know about is Ancient City, a beautiful area to visit and a very manageable day trip. Visit Chiang Mai for temple hopping and trekking through lush jungles, and take a windy detour of 762 driving turns from Chiang Mai to Pai. And if you're a beach lover, make sure to plan some time in Onong Beach, where you can take a beautiful boat tour and visit Riley Bay. And as for the islands, some of the most popular are Koh Phi Phi, Koh Samui, and James Bond Island. Thailand is also a diverse paradise with crystal clear waters and vibrant marine life. Across the entire country, you can indulge in Thai street food from pad Thai to mango sticky rice to Thai tea. And if you want an unforgettable experience, you can attend the Lantern Festival in November. After Thailand, for number 12, we're heading close by and going to visit Laos. Laos is a beautiful gem of a country. There's a lot of similarities to Thailand and its other Southeast Asian roots. However, this is a much cheaper and less busy alternative to visit rather than Thailand. Thailand is very affordable, but it is very touristy, and don't get me wrong, Laos can also be pretty touristy, but Laos doesn't get nearly as many annual tourists. The number one spot here you have to visit is Kong Si Falls, which is probably the most famous destination in the country. It's less than an hour's drive from the town of Luang Prabang, where you'll probably be staying. We drove there on mopeds, which was so much fun in its own right, and if you don't want to drive mopeds in another country, there's plenty of tours you can book with transportation included, and then once you're there, you'll want to explore for hours. It's just cascading waterfalls of pristine aqua blue water. The watercolor honestly looks fake, it's so beautiful. And then once you're back in Luang Prabang, aside from the awesome markets, delicious street food, and very cheap massages, another great thing to do is hike Mount Fuji. This is a beautiful hike above the city, and you can see the Laos countryside and mountains in every direction. The hike is 1.4 miles round trip with just over 300 feet of elevation gain, making this a steep hike, but a relatively easy one. At number 13, we're heading to Northeast Asia. We're going to Japan, another one of my all-time favorite countries. Japan is a beautiful country with one of my favorite cuisines in the world. The architecture and history is stunning. There's so much to do and see, and the people and the culture is amazing. Also, it seems as though Tokyo caters to tourists with certain very unique experiences, some that almost seem like they were created solely for an Instagram photo op. For example, the robot show in Shinjuku. If you have an international driver's permit or IDP, you can dress up as a Super Mario character and drive go-karts through the streets of downtown Tokyo. This is one of the wildest and most hilarious things I've ever done. Japan is a country where ancient traditions meet modern innovation. Tokyo dazzles with its neon lights, towering skyscrapers, and unique neighborhoods like Harajuku and Akihabara. And if you'd like to head out of Tokyo, you can visit Mount Fuji and even climb it if you're looking for a bucket list challenge, or carry on to Kyoto, a must-see for its historic temples, culture, and stunning bamboo groves. To my surprise, Japan also has some of the most famous skiing and snowboarding in the world. I haven't yet experienced that, but hopefully one day. You can explore the Japanese Alps for scenic views whether you hit the slopes or not. In spring, the cherry blossoms paint the landscape pink, while autumn brings fiery foliage. Savor traditional sushi and Japanese cuisine. All in all, this is one of my favorite countries out there. At number 14, we're changing up the landscapes and heading to Iceland, the land of fire and ice, situated between the United States and Western Europe. Iceland doesn't need much of an introduction. It's home to some of the wildest landscapes on the planet. There's more waterfalls than are possible to count, dramatic volcanic mountains, colorful river deltas, geothermal geysers and hot springs, and constantly erupting volcanoes. The most classic way to visit Iceland is to rent a car and road trip the Ring Road, a road that circumnavigates the entire country, some 820 miles, and that's without any detours. But you're going to have to add some time when planning, because you'll want to make dozens of detours every single day. And if you're short on time, you can do a smaller road trip called the Golden Circle. This is closer to Reykjavik and the international airport. It's a beautiful drive with lots to do and see, and the entire drive is only 190 miles. So in theory, you could do this in one day if that's all you had. You can also visit the West Fjords in the northwest section of the country, a great place to see Dinjandi, the craziest waterfall I've ever seen. And if you're an animal lover, you can also see puffins up here pretty easily. And if you want to get off the beaten path, you can get a four-wheel drive vehicle and head into the highlands, the most rugged terrain in Iceland with crazy landscapes in every direction. Last up on the list, we're heading to Taiwan. Taiwan is a vibrant blend of bustling cities, lush mountains, and coastal beauty. Taipei's landmarks include the towering Taipei 101 and the lively Shilin Night Market. You can hike the trails of Taroko Gorge, where marble cliffs and turquoise rivers create breathtaking scenery, or head to one of the most underrated places in the country, Moon World, outside of Kaohsiung City. I can't even remember how I found this place, but the landscapes are incredible, and to get here you have to take a speed train, offering a beautiful ride along the western side of the country. But make sure to also spend some time in Taipei. Like I mentioned earlier, you'll have to go to the top of Taipei 101 observation deck and enjoy all of the incredible markets and street food. And from Taipei, you can also do a few different day trips to the north coast, including Heaping Island Park and Yilu Geopark. Anyways, that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or recommendations, please feel free to leave them in the comments. But I hope you all have a great 2025 filled with lots of adventure. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.